when they get those, they buy them online. So we were like that. So yeah, kids, but he was nice to just have to go to the gym.
The island by yourself.
Wow. People were so happy. I was so making money.
I guess it's not fair.
Still vice chair.
It's really nice.
Senator.
Yeah.
It wasn't like it was. I was kind of surprised. I was like, maybe it's a little nicer weather. Kind of lean the pool and operate.
Just one horse.
She said when we go to the microphone,
I did figure they could understand. I'm getting so used to not wearing one.
oh yeah,
I know. Walk around town.
and then you walk around and then all of a sudden you're like,
Oh,
yeah.
I went to ski shop and they didn't have them on anymore. And I didn't even recognize the gal who was doing my hair. Oh, you're such a...
That was like last night. It was hard to recognize parents or people or.
John's going to do two, but comfortable with three.
What's that?
I said, you're going to do these three.
I am. Thank you. Did you like it? Ben said he had something else he was going to
I was submitted to. There you go. Okay, and you did the goal put it on. You guys were still getting graduating in history. Oh my goodness. So it's Tim's class must have been. I was in the new gym. was wondering what class was the first year. I was thinking it was awesome. For you,
That I can recall.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he was
that's
here.
why he was about there. I remember coming
Mine was 63rd, so I didn't remember where it was at, somewhere here.
Here. He was here.
Yeah.
I'm sure it was. You were probably right here.
He has had both of them. Oh my gosh, it's just a total change. He plays golf now, but he goes there. I can't wait to get that together.
Yeah, Teresa James planted those, and then she's sharing the pictures for the events last night, tonight, tomorrow, and then she's taking
Maybe it will stay.
Yeah, I'm going I was in caricatures.
Well, good evening, everyone. It's great to see everybody. A great night to be here. I know you must all be so proud of your students, as I am, as all the staff are, and as all our community members are. They have worked so hard through these last 4 years, and they have earned everything that they're going to receive tonight. So congratulations to all of you, and just sit back and enjoy the evening. And we're going to begin with Mary Lou Fernandez Silva. Mary Lou graduated from LaConner in 2015. She was a Macmillan winner, and the Macmillan Award, as you know, is our most significant scholarship each year. And she did us proud, going to one of my favorite universities, the University of Washington. And I know that I may be in the minority here, but that's the way it goes. So Mary Lou graduated in 2019 with a degree in Latin American and Caribbean Studies, and she's currently working for WSU Extension Office. There's a little more clapping there, I think. Yeah. Anyway, so I'll let her tell you or continue from here. Thanks again for coming.
Am I able to just down a little bit? Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hello, everyone. Can you hear me? Good? Before I begin my speech, I would like to acknowledge the land that we're standing on. This is Swinomish land, and thank you to the Swinomish people for continuing to steward this place and this land. And to continue for us, our job is to educate ourselves every day on the continuance of what's going on in the world and around us. So take a moment to acknowledge the land that we are standing on and respect every day. So, thank you. And as Lori Ure mentioned, my name is Marilu Fernandez Silva. I graduated in 2015, and my plan was not to attend UW. I was actually going to attend Skagit because one, I didn't have the money for it, and two, I didn't want to leave my family behind. I'm very family oriented. I have an older brother, and my parents, I still live with them. So if you are 23 and still with your parents, that's okay, even after graduation. So a little bit about myself. I was born in Oaxaca, Mexico. It's a southern state down of Mexico. And my family and I immigrated to the U.S. when I was 9. We lived in Arizona for a couple of years, was in English second language program for about 2 years. So it took me about 2 years to get the basic English skills, you could say. And from there, in 2010, we moved up to Washington, where we lived down by is it Best Road? Yeah, we lived by Best Road, and my parents started picking blueberries, and at the age of 12, I joined them. We would go in the mornings, and me being 12 years old, I would take breaks because it was a lot of work. And I continued doing that work until I was about 19 years old. So even throughout college, or during the summers of college, I worked in the fields as well, and I'm very proud of that. It's something that it teaches you a lot, patience and care for the fruits that you're picking, and the way, even though some people call it a low-skilled job, it's what keeps the U.S. running on food. So I want to thank all the farm workers out there and the farmers as well who even throughout the pandemic, they were still at it. My parents work at a potato factory, and they went to work from 6 a.m. to 8 p.m. just so people got potatoes. And it's funny, last week we went to Costco, and my dad, every time we go to Costco, my dad goes to the potato, like where the potatoes are, and he checks the quality. He's like, oh yeah, I did good. I was like, it's in the store, so it better be good. But yeah, I just want to thank my parents for everything that they've done for me, and I'm pretty sure all the students here are appreciative for their parents or the guardians or someone they looked up to. My parents, they were very strict growing up, and through high school, they would have me sit down from like my routine, even throughout high school. Like I would get home, have dinner, and then go straight to do homework. And then my dad would check my homework every single day. Even though he didn't understand it, he was like, yeah, it looks finished. So there is something. But yeah, I mean, throughout high school, I wasn't planning on attending college because one, as I mentioned before, I didn't have the money for it. And I remember it was like 2-3 days before the UW application closed. And Schroeder, who was our leadership teacher back when I was in a senior, she was like, you should apply to UW, even though she was a Wazoo alumni and like a big fan. She's like, if you apply and you get in, I'll buy you a UW sweater. I was like, all right. So I applied to UW 2 days before the end, or I started my application 2 days before the application ended or closed. And I remember working on my essay like an hour before it was due. As I always procrastinated. I submitted it, and then I received the letter that I got into UW. And part of me was excited. I was like, all right, this is a great achievement. I got into UW. But then the other part of me was heartbroken that I was not going to attend the university. And I remember sharing the news to my parents, and my mom was happy, and then my dad was like, okay, so what? He's like, we can't pay for it. I was like, I know, I just wanted to share the news that I got into UW. And after that, I was set on Skagit. I went and registered. I took my math test, which is pretty bad. And the night of graduation, I received the scholarship. And that just like, I blanked out. Like they said my name, was like, that's me. So then after that, I started like moving everything. I went to Miss Bureau. I was like, so I got the scholarship, I got the money now, can I still go? And I remember we typed an email to one of the representatives that came to present at our school, and he was like, yes, but you need to do it super fast. So I had to write a letter. I remember I had to write a letter that said, why did I took so long to accept my application or accept my admissions and like all of this stuff. So I wrote them an email saying them, hey, I have the money for you now, so let me in. And I went to orientation, and I didn't go into the dorms because there weren't any available. So I I'm not like a typical like first year in your dorm kind of person. I live with 3 amazing people that I'm still friends with to this day. So 6 years since I've met them. And then after that, I had no idea what was going on. I was just like rolling with it. And then I got I got there, and I just remember being shocked for like the first week. I didn't know what was going on. I was like, this is a massive place. I would get lost like every time. I remember like I walked several times to my classes before the first day just to make sure I wasn't going to be late. And yeah, so that was the beginning of college. And if you were to ask me right now what I learned, I would tell you, I'm going to take a minute to think about it. What I do remember is the amazing people that I've met and the friends that I've made. To this day, I'm like 5 of my closest friends are from college, and I don't see that changing anytime soon. With that, I was not prepared for college, to be honest. Emotionally and mentally, I wasn't, but thank you to the amazing people that I've met and to the great support that was available, even for students of color. Going to a predominantly white institution, it was very hard feeling like I belonged there, and being a brown person, a brown woman, it was even harder. But what UW had a ECC, they call it the Ethnic Cultural Center, and that's where I found a safe space. So if you have to college, or if you have to community college, or whatever you're doing, try to find a safe space. Try to find a space that you can go to and feel like yourself, where you don't have to hide and pretend that you're like someone, or you're trying to impress someone. And that's one of the things I've learned, in college, that you could be yourself. In high school, you are with these people for 4 years, and you're like, all right, I'm probably going to see them again next year, and the next year, for 4 years. But in college, like, you take a class with one person, you won't see them again. And I say stay true to yourself, and also take care of yourself. One of the things that UW gave me was my glasses. I had a 20/20 vision, but now it's kind of slacking a little bit. So appreciate the things that will come your way, and take it slow. My first year, I had no idea what I wanted to major in. I changed like majors 3 times. I remember I wanted to be a social worker in my first quarter. Second quarter was, what was it? I think it was, I wanted to do psychology too, and that didn't work out. So I stayed with international studies, and that was something that I was passionate about, learning about different cultures in different countries and how the world works. And so take your time, don't rush it, and take a mental day if you need to. It's okay to skip classes, like that's totally fine. Class will be there the next day, the teacher will be the next day. But if you're feeling down, like just go get something to eat and relax, because life goes on. So thank you so much for listening to me, and congratulations to the class of 2021.
We're just going to ignore the skipping classes part. I'm just speaking for your families there. I'm sure I never skipped a class when I was at the university.
Yeah.
Okay, so next I would like to present the valedictorian and salutatorian medals. And our valedictorian this year, if you would please come up, is Sarah Malcolmson. Congratulations, Sarah. Yeah, sure, you can go that way. Yeah, maybe, oh yeah, oh yeah, for your picture, sure. There. Yeah. We did practice that part, didn't we? McQuaid Hiller, would you come up and receive your salutatorian? This senior year, McQuaid and Sarah's GPAs were back and forth. And, you know, it was hard to know until the very end. They're yeah, both admirable students. And now I'm going to present the National Honor Society Honor Cords to the following students. Selena Bailey. To be a National Honor Society student, you need to have a cumulative GPA of 3.5 or above. Why don't you just stand up here? So that's throughout all 4 years of high school. You also need to show leadership and be involved in community service and extracurricular activities. There's an application that needs to be completed in order to be accepted into the National Honor Society. And so we're very proud of our students who have made that effort and been so successful. Ann Clunin. Now don't lose these, you guys. You have to wear them tomorrow night. Max Drews. Max is very familiar with this stage. He's one of our yeah, all right. There you go, right up there. Thank you, sir. McQuaid. Congratulations. Andre Knudsen. And Sarah Malcolmson. Avery Sloniker. Avery's also been a Running Start student. And she's going to UW. Hannah Jane Talene. Katie Watkins. And Isabel Williams. Isabel is also a Running Start student, and she's earned her AA. Bit of our All right, congratulations, everyone. And now we'll begin with the community awards. And you know, every year we have to take a minute and thank the community members for all of the hard work. The service clubs who are focused entirely on taking care of our students, and the community members who support their efforts with the, whether it's eating chowder at the chowder feed or enjoying the auction in August, or the smelt derby before its demise, the pancake breakfast at Christmas time, and of course the Seroptimists. You can't ignore that thrift store downtown with all those good deals in it. So thank you to everyone. And there's lots of great awards here tonight. So Pat Clausen for the LaConner Kiwanis.
And we think, our Kiwanis group is not very big, but part of our group is in your school. We have grade school kids that are that are called K-Kids from like the 4th grade, and then the Builders Club into middle school. But when they get to high school, it's called the Key Club. And the, excuse me. And the 3 individuals that I am honoring tonight were very influential in the Key Club, doing volunteer work with the community for the other youth and families of our community. The first one is Ashley David. It's a Kiwanis scholarship for $1,200. Anna Jane Saline. It's a Luke and Lila Long Foundation scholarship for $1,200. And the last one is Avery Slodenker. It's the Chuck Hedlund Community Service Award for $1,200. Sorry if I messed
That's
up
okay.
your name.
It's easy.
Thank you, everybody. Oh, yes.
And now please welcome the Reverend Marcella Baker from the LaConner United Methodist Church.
Representing the Seroptimist here in LaConner. Well, I'm here to represent the Seroptimist here. It's Seroptimist International of LaConner. We're a women's service organization here in LaConner whose goal is to improve the lives of women and children. Well, our mission is entirely funded by the proceeds and sales from the Vintage in LaConner, the thrift store that I'm sure many of you have visited from one time or another. Well, Seroptimist provides scholarships and monetary awards, and also benevolent assistance to people during the year in our community. Tonight we're pleased to present scholarships to a number of outstanding students attending 2 to 4 year college or universities, or even vocational technical programs. I'm just going to read some of the ways that these awards were based on, and listen to this. The Service and Awards Committee had to look through applications for some of these fine students. Academic achievement was one, volunteering in small ways, community service, employment throughout the school year, participating in family life, extracurricular activities, including sports and group activities, stepping into leadership roles, navigating personal challenges that made a person unique, and other endeavors that they may have had to deal with, like dealing with the COVID pandemic. Now, if that wasn't one that was difficult, And these students managed to do that. These past months, well, more than 16 months for some of these students, have been challenging to say the least. Each one of these students have demonstrated resilience, flexibility, and perseverance, which is why it was so hard to narrow it down to just 2 people, 2 choices of students to award these service awards to, and these scholarships to. So the Service Awards Committee is proud tonight to present the Seroptimus Scholarship Awards of $2,000 to each of these members of the class of 2021. Congratulations to, and Lori, would you help me? The first, let me say this correctly. Cara Dwin Bray. All right. I'll say the names, but I'm going to ask you to.
I forgot.
That's
I
right.
forgot I was
We
gonna
we
do
have this as a team,
Yeah,
a team
yeah,
effort.
Yeah, but I
Okay.
forgot.
Anne Cluen. Clunen. Max Drew. McQuaid Hillier. Sarah Taylor Malcolmson. Maya Mason Holder. Avery Sloniker. And Anna Jane Tullian. Not only was it hard to choose from all of you to receive these awards, it was hard to say your names too. I'm so sorry I mispronounced them. Thank you all, and I understand that we'll be able to take a photograph of all of you for our newsletter, our international newsletter too, later on. So thank you all, and congratulations.
And next, we have Susan Machik and Connie Milliken with the LaConner Rotary.
First of all, congratulations to every one of you who are graduating and filled out your application for a scholarship. It makes a big difference. So LaConner Rotary, as many of you know, is very interested in literacy. And we start from the very beginning with the Imagination Library, giving books to kids from birth to 5. We give dictionaries to all the 3rd graders in the LaConner schools. We do pizza with a professional, but not this year. Sorry. And we give scholarships to many people in this room. So this year, we are very blessed to be able to give away $23,000 of scholarships. First one, the Jim Holbert Career and Tech Scholarship for $3,000 goes to Isabel Williams. And if you just go ahead and stay up here. Next one, the Bob Hart Career and Tech Scholarship for $3,000 goes to Carmen Garcia. Our Bert Langenhorst Community Service Scholarship goes to someone who missed out this year, we're very sorry, but was one of our Yes students who was supposed to get to go to Honduras, and nobody could travel this year, but Ann Clunan. And she's receiving $5,000. The Don Bakken Women in STEM Scholarship for $5,000 goes to Caradwin Bray. And the Fred Martin, many of you remember Fred Martin. He's a big Rotarian and owned the drugstore. And the academic scholarship, he was very much into academics and wanted kids to do their very best. As an orphan, education was his way out into the world. So our Fred Martin academic scholarship goes, for $5,000, goes to McQuaid Hiller. Yeah, stay here for a minute, wait, please. Oh, okay. And then I also wanted to announce that the Jack Frisk was actually my dad, so I feel very fondly about this one. This is a second-year scholarship, and it is going to Addison Renstra. And it's for 2019.
We'll do a picture, maybe at the end.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, I guess you can go and we'll get you a picture at the end. Thanks.
Okay, that is great. Congratulations, everybody. So now, please welcome Joanna Arndt with the LaConner Booster Club.
All right, on behalf of the Braves Booster Club, we would like to congratulate all of the seniors for their outstanding efforts this year, especially with all of the added challenges with the remote learning and experiencing a senior year that looked a little bit different than they probably had hoped. The Braves Booster Club helps to support academic, athletic, musical, and social groups in the middle and high schools. One of the main ways we're able to provide this assistance is through planning and implementing different fundraising opportunities throughout the school year. As a result of the fundraising efforts, we're able to provide scholarships for graduating seniors. Although this has been challenging over the past year and a half, we're pleased to provide 2 scholarships this year. And these are both $500 scholarships, and they are for Mason Murdoch. And Ann Clunan. That's my niece, sorry. Thank you very much.
Okay, and now, even though I know there's a ton of LaConner alumni out there, I was asked to hand out the LaConner alumni scholarships this year. Right here. And the first one goes to Maya Mason Holder. And Katie Watkins. Anna Jane Talene. and McQuaid Hiller. Again. Yep. All right, thank you guys. And now please welcome Carol McIntosh, who's the president of the PEO Chapter JG, and I'm going to tell you what PEO is. It's the Philanthropic Education Organization.
Yes, that's correct.
Hello, PEO is that organization, and we are dedicated to helping women achieve their goals through education by providing scholarships, loans, and assistance throughout their years. So I also have the same problem that Marcella had, and so I'm copying her speech, but I'm not going to repeat it. Everyone that we looked at was so outstanding. It was extremely difficult to make a choice. In the end, we decided to give one scholarship, and that scholarship is going to Anna Jane Tooley. This is a check for $2,000.
So the Western Washington Phi Beta Kappa organization each year offers us the opportunity to honor one of our students with a book award. And this year, that book award goes to McQuaid Hiller. And the student is selected by the teachers each year, and so McQuaid was their choice for this. And McQuaid, I think you're going to love this book. It's by Eric Larson, who has written some really interesting books. Well, anyway, it doesn't matter. But this one's called The Splendid and the Vile, and it's Churchill family in defiance during the Blitz. Don't you think you'll like that? Yeah. So congratulations. All right, and now we have Susie Gardner-Dio, and she's going to present the James Gaseous Gardner Memorial Scholarship. Susie, as you know, is our LaConner School Board Chair this year, and an alum.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Seniors, this is a great format, so my compliments to Kathy and Lori for having this special event here tonight. And Lori, you're getting very good at pronouncing the Gaseous last name. So, again, I'm here in honor of my brother Jim, class of 1976. And after he passed away, we created a memorial scholarship. And it is always just a great pleasure for us every year. And it's been 35 years we've been giving out this award. So each year is always special. So McQuaid Hiller, come on up. One thing maybe you don't all know, McQuaid is on the school board with us as a student rep. But my brother Jim went on to the University of Washington. And congratulations. Here's your card. But the other thing that is so special, stand right here with me, about the University of Washington is my grandmother, again, and her father went to the University of Washington. But she was the first woman as president of the Board of Regents in the University of Washington. So there's a long legacy there. So you should make sure you go down and look where all the Board of Regents are, and you will find there are several gashes there. So anyway, congratulations. Thank you.
So is Mr. Clark here?
Yes.
Oh, good. Oh, Mr. Clark, it's your turn. Mr. Clark is our fearless music director who has just accomplished amazing things even in the face of the pandemic. So, yeah, I'm just glad he's still smiling.
Well, hi everybody. So again, I'm Mackenzie Clark. I'm the band and choir teacher here. I want to just point out that we do not have any seniors in choir, so I'm not giving out a choir award, but I am here to give out the John Philip Sousa Award. And while I explain what it is, I actually just want to invite Ashley Davis up here, who has already received it. So while he's walking up here, the John Philip Sousa Award is given out to an outstanding graduating senior from any high school in the United States that wants to give out the award. It's named after the great American band director, John Philip Sousa, whose music you probably are familiar with, even if you don't know how to name any of those tunes or if you knew it was by John Philip Sousa. But Ashley received this award. It was voted on by the Wind Ensemble and myself. And the reason that Ashley is the recipient of this award is because we feel like he best embodies the ideal qualities of the ideal band student. Somebody who is willing to work hard, somebody who's willing to try new things, somebody who's willing to be creative and put themselves out there. And that always has been Ashley for the last, well, I've known you for 5 years now, so that's been ongoing. So tonight we're celebrating Ashley Davis as the recipient of the John Philip Sousa Award. Thank you very much.
And now, please welcome Swinomish Senator Brian Porter.
Well, good evening, everybody. Usually I take a look around and see if we still have any staff or teachers that were here when we were here, but that's far and gone now. So, but we do have some classmates that are working for the school here, and I really appreciate that. Class of '87, by the way. I just want to recognize, are there any other alumni here? Raise your hand. Good job, guys. Thank you for being here. So tonight, I'm giving out the award for the Swinomish Scholarship. Excuse me, I didn't bring my water. But we wanted to emphasize the importance of education in Swinomish and make sure that our Swinomish members have that opportunity to go to higher education. So, and not have that worry or that burden of any financial responsibilities. So this year we're offering the Swinomish Scholarship in honor of your graduation. The Swinomish Indian Tribal Community proudly awards you a full ride scholarship to further your education at the school of your choosing. So I'd like to call on Isaiah Adams. Selena Bailey. Say your nickname. Charles Baker. Boise Charles. Madeline Jack. Randy James. Julian Leal. Edmund McCoy. Elijah Porter. Daniel Rapata. We know each other. Andrea Sampson. And Dylan Stone. Congratulations, class of 2021.
Okay, now if I could have our school board member John Agan come up and help me with the foundation awards. And let's see, but you're gonna do that at the end, right? This at the end.
The scholarship.
Oh yeah. Okay, go ahead. Yep.
Thank you. Oops, I have the opposite problem of some of the other folks up here. Thank you, Lori. Thank you, Lori, and it's good to see everyone here this evening. It really is a privilege to be able to honor our students who are graduating with scholarship awards. They have, every class accomplishes a lot in their own unique ways. But this class has had to overcome the pandemic, and it shortened a lot of their activities and changed how they were educated. So a special note of congratulations to this year for all they've accomplished and persevered, and I think it will prove to help them later in life, the thought that they have overcome so much in what should have been a little easier environment for the end of their high school education. The LaConner Community Scholarship Foundation was founded in 1989. Our goals are to expand and enhance educational opportunities for all LaConner graduates. Funds are provided by donations, solicitations, and bequests. After careful review and scoring of student applications, an awards committee selects scholarship recipients. Community service, scholarship, leadership, extracurricular activities, and financial need are all considered in the selection process. I'm proud to say that the foundation will be awarding nearly $100,000 in scholarships this year, including the Macmillan Award. The Macmillan Award will provide up to 4 years of tuition to the recipient.
So now I'm going to read the students' names, and every name that I read indicates that they are receiving a foundation scholarship. And if they've let me know of other scholarships that they have won or they have earned from their colleges or from other communities, then I will also read those. So, yeah. We didn't practice. Vince Wilbur has done this with me for the last several years, but I think John's doing fine, don't you?
Let's reserve comment till
Yeah. Okay, so this is alphabetical. Caradwin Bray. And Caradwin has also received the College Bound Scholarship and the Otto Wahlberg Softball Scholarship. We'll sit down. Only because there'd be too many of us up there. Ann Clunan. And Anne has also received the Washington State College Grant, University of Washington Merit Award, a University of Washington Undergraduate Award, and she also last fall received the LeConner Seroptimus International Violet
Violet Stevenson, over there.
Violet.
Violet Stevenson.
No, it's not. Oh, anyway, the Violet Richardson Award. There it is. I didn't. Never mind. Okay, and Ashley Davis. And Ashley is also receiving the Kenyon and City Knopf Memorial Scholarship, and that's renewable, Ashley, for up to 4 years. So we'll talk about that. And in the past, we always talked quite a bit about Kenyon and City Knopf, and especially when after City passed away and Kenyon would present the award. And they were just long-time supporters of the community. He was at Whitman College was the president. Really, really nice people. City Knopf, he would talk about her handiwork and how she'd go to the state fairs and always won so many ribbons. And they were just a really important part of the community for many years. Okay, Chloe Featherstone. And Chloe is also receiving the LeConner Public School Employee Scholarship. Okay, and Carmen Garcia. McQuaid Hiller. And McQuaid is also receiving a LeConner Education Association scholarship.
Thank you.
And Andre Knudsen. And Andre is also receiving the Jack Whitaker Memorial Scholarship. And I know there are people who could talk for a long time about Jack Whitaker. I know that his name is on the stadium out there and that he was a very influential coach in the past. So congratulations, Andre. And Sarah Malcolmson. And Sarah is also receiving a Gonzaga University Merit Scholarship and a Gonzaga University Study in Florence, Italy Scholarship, which sounds lovely. And she also received a University of Rochester Merit Scholarship for a huge amount of money, which I won't go into, but it was huge. And a LeConner Education Association scholarship. And Maya Mason Holder. And Maya is also receiving the Colleen Tleen Memorial Scholarship and a LeConner Public School Employees Scholarship. And Mason Murdoch. And Catalina O'Brien. Catalina is another one of our successful Running Start students, and she's also earning another scholarship, the Rupert Anderson Memorial Scholarship, and that is a scholarship that honors STEM, science, technology, engineering, and math. And Tyler Silver. and Avery Sloniker. And Avery is also receiving a LaConner Public School Employee Scholarship. And Shalea Solomon Martin. Shay's been attending Skagit Valley College this quarter. She's starting on her nursing career. Oh, Shay, you also got the Erickson Family Memorial Scholarship, which is renewable for 2 years. And Will Southard. And Will is also receiving the Peth Family Memorial Scholarship. And there are so many people who could talk more about the Peth family than me, but I will say that I think just about everybody is related to the Peths. It seems like it. Anna Jane Talene. She's related to the Peths. And she's also receiving the LaConner Garden Club scholarship and the Glenn and Kay Bartlett Memorial Scholarship. Also a long time and very, very influential community members who have both passed. Hayden Turner. Hayden was our senior class president this year and did an amazing job in considering the pandemic situation. And Katie Watkins. And Isabel Williams. And now John will announce the McMillan Award.
The George and Lillian McMillan Scholarship was established by a bequest from their daughter, Lee McMillan Diakis, in 2009. Costs covered by the award include tuition for the next 4 years. The scholarship is renewable for up to 4 years, must be reapplied for each year. The 2020 recipient of the McMillan Scholarship is Katie Watkins.
So I was listening to a podcast the other day, and I think that that's honestly something I never thought I would say, but the topic was resilience. And the 4 components of resilience, according to this speaker, are flexibility, motivation, purpose, and hope. And I think, seniors, that you have exhibited all of those characteristics. And I think that you can now go into the world and be confident that you know what it is to be resilient. You know what it is to keep working, keep trying, and go forward. To keep hope, to maintain a purpose, set goals, and live the best life that you can. So I know that everybody in this room and everybody in our school, the staff, everybody in the community, we are all so very proud of you. So congratulations to all of you, and that concludes the evening.